So glad that you're here with us, those of you who chose to be here today. And I'm excited to tell you a little bit about Metabology PM because as the more I understand these products myself, and even though I knew that when we brought in a Metabology AM and PM, that there were $2 million worth of research that had gone into these products. I don't know that I really understood how incredible they are until I began to do a deep dive. And now I'm going to take you into that same deep dive. Now, I covered Metabology AM last week, and we'll probably cycle through these presentations, but you can go watch the presentation from last week if you haven't seen it, or you can share it with people if you want to, for people who are really wanting to take a deep dive into our products. But let's about Metabology PM. This is our nighttime metabolic reset system. So this is the product that's going to actually is the evening pillar of the metabology matrix, and it's engineered to support your body's natural repair, regulation, and restoration cycles while you sleep. And so let's dive into this a little bit further. Why the nighttime matters. You need to repair. The body transitions from energy production to restoration mode during sleep. Hormone recalibration. Critical hormones rebalance during sleep cycles. Inflammation processing. Oxidative stress and inflammation are actively reduced. And then the metabolic reset. Glucose signaling and mitochondrial recovery occur overnight. Now, if you stop and you think about what each of those statements are telling you, that's a remarkable process that's going on, and we have something that's supporting those processes like nothing else ever on the market. And you're going to find out more about that right now. So, what nighttime bioenergetics means. During sleep, your body shifts focus to restoring the systems that produce energy. This biological reset determines tomorrow's performance or today's performance. Cellular repair, damaged cells regenerate and strengthen. Now, if your body is not regenerating and strengthening those cells, what happens? They begin to actually deteriorate. As they deteriorate, some of them can metastasize and convert from a normal cell into something that is creating some real problems for you. That's why this is so important. It's all programmed into your DNA. Your DNA is saying, this is what I need to be better, to survive, to thrive, to actually do what I need to do so I can live. You also have inflammatory modulation. Inflammation levels naturally decrease at night anyway. It's part of the sleep process. As you calm your body down, inflammation does, but this helps to actually modulate that so that you have the inflammatory response is more in control even better. You have oxidative stress reduction. So radicals are neutralized and the damage that they've done, the damaged cells and other things are cleaned out of your body during this process. That's what it's for. If you don't have that oxidative stress reduction and that cleansing, detoxing process, that's when you get into trouble. Now, the glucose stabilization. There's so many people that are struggling with glucose stabilization in our world today. In fact, if you look at metabology syndrome, most of it is focused on glucose and the power of this particular ingredient that is probably the most damaging drug that we've ever launched on the face of our planet, because we have all this sugar and candy and cookies and everything else that we eat, and we don't understand that we have thrown our body off. Well, these products help to reestablish that stabilization, that glucose stabilization. Neurological relaxation. So one of the things that we know is that when you have a lot of stress in your body and you're not relaxing and you don't know how to recover. Melvin was talking about this the other day in a meeting that we were having, and he was sharing how he had had some heart problems. And part of his challenge was he just wasn't sleeping. And now with the Metabology PM particularly, he has been able to actually recover, and his metabolic age. In fact, I heard him speaking today on where he's sort of beginning his process of telling people out in the world about what's going on here at Tangerine.fun. And he was sharing that his biological age, or his metabological age is now 28. It was an astounding thing. The other thing that happens at night is hormonal alignment. Your endocrine system recalibrates naturally, and your hormones are actually recalibrated. So they reset, and your body is getting the supply that it needs instead of depleting that supply because of the stress and other things that we're doing to it. The four nighttime bioenergetic pathways are inflammatory reset, so we're reducing the metabolic load accumulated during the day, glucose and metabolic regulation, we're stabilizing blood sugar and metabolic signaling, neurological calm and sleep quality, supporting deep restorative sleep cycles, cellular repair and overnight recovery, and enhancing mitochondrial and tissue restoration. These four pathways define nighttime restoration. When inflammation decreases, glucose stabilizes, the nervous system calms, and cellular repair accelerates. You wake lighter, clearer, and more energized when you have these ingredients working for you. The purpose of Metabology PM is to support restorative sleep. It works with your natural rhythms, not against them. So it's working with your circadian rhythms, and it's the bookend. It's the other bookend to the AM where it kickstarts everything. This helps to calm it back down and supports restoration. It reduces inflammation, it stabilizes metabolism, and it enhances overnight repair. So Metabology PM supports the body's natural nighttime bioenergetic pathways without sedatives or harsh agents, and it works with your biology, not against it. It is supporting your biology and giving the body what it needs, because after all, the body is the miracle, not our products. To be very frank and honest with you, if you're giving the body what it needs so that the code that's inside of your DNA is actually able to respond properly, then your body is going to thrive for you and support your life for years and years and years. Now, clinically profiled benefits of our products. These are actual clinically profiled benefits. You have improved sleep quality, deep, more restorative rest cycles throughout the night. You have reduced inflammation, lower inflammatory markers and oxidative stress. You have better morning energy, cleaner, more sustained energy upon awakening. You have glucose stability overnight. You have smoother blood sugar regulation during sleep. You have enhanced recovery, accelerated cellular and tissue repair processes, and calmer nervous system, where you have reduced stress response and improved relaxation. And sometimes the rate of improvement can be as high as 40 or 50%. It's a remarkable improvement. Why do these benefits matter? The quality of your night directly determines the quality of your next day. When your body repairs efficiently, every system functions better. Nighttime recovery influences the cascading effect of proper nighttime bioenergetic function. You have morning clarity, metabolic efficiency, appetite and cravings are under control, inflammation levels are reduced, mood and stress response is improved, digestive regularity is more consistent so that it's processing things the way that they're supposed to, so that you have ultimately experienced the elimination that your body needs to go through on a daily basis. And your overall vitality is enhanced, and enhances your sense of well-being and readiness in turn. And you take on an entire different feeling in your life. The scientific foundation of this product is standardization. Now, standardization, I taught you last week when we were talking about the Metabology AM, that standardization is really important. And every product, we have registered trademarks products. These are not just TM on these products. The registered trademarks of the ingredients is clinically studied, and it is a trademarked compound with documented research. So the research behind each and every one of those trademarks is incredible. Defined active compound concentrations, precise percentages of bioactive compounds are guaranteed in every serving. And then we have validated analytical testing. Independent laboratory verification ensures consistency and purity. Why is that important? Who doesn't want to have the same kind of benefits every single day and every time they take the product? Standardization ensures biological reliability. The same compounds deliver the same physiological response every single time. This precision is essential for nighttime bioenergetics, where consistency determines recovery quality. So the four scientific pillars, once again, inflammatory reset, glucose regulation, neurological calm, cellular repair. These pillars represent the major nighttime pathways that shape morning readiness. Each ingredient Metabology PM strategically supports one or more of these interconnected systems. Pillar one, inflammatory and oxidative reset. It supports antioxidant defense, enhances the body's natural free radical neutralization systems. It reduces oxidative load, clears accumulated cellular damage from daily metabolic activity. It modulates inflammation. Supports healthy inflammation response and tissue recovery. Why is this so important? Did you know that every major disease that we suffer from as human beings has to do or begins with a manifestation of inflammation? So you think of anything that ends with the words itis, I-T-I-S, arthritis, diabetes, itis. All of those different kinds of things all have to do with inflammation more than anything else. And this pillar reduces the metabolic load accumulated during the day, allowing your body to repair efficiently overnight and wake feeling lighter and more refreshed. So these are the registered trademarked ingredients that we have in this product. Cherry Pure is the registered name of Montmorency tart cherry powder that has 3% standardized bioactive concentration of proanthocyanidins, and that they are a really critical, well, we're going to talk a little bit more about them here in just a minute, but they are a really important antioxidant. We have 300 milligrams, which is a clinical dose per serving. The key benefits, it supports sleep quality, natural melatonin content promotes easier sleep onset, reduces inflammation, proanthocyanidins modulate inflammatory pathways, and it provides antioxidant defense, protects cells from oxidative damage. Montmorency tart cherry helps your body transition smoothly into restorative sleep while providing powerful antioxidant protection throughout the night. This is another one of the key ingredients in it. Excuse me for just a second. I keep getting a text message. I don't know if somebody's trying to get a hold of me. No, I'm good. Um, Sometimes people contact me on my phone with a text message to tell me that they can't hear the sound or something like that. Everybody can hear me okay, right? I'm assuming so. Go ahead and put in the chat if you can hear me. I just want to ensure that I'm not
Yeah,
leaving
we,
any of you
yeah,
behind.
we can all hear
Okay,
you.
perfect. Thanks. Okay, perfect. Okay. Um, So let's talk about Chloraxis, which is a green coffee bean extract. It has 10% 5-CQA, and it has which is 200 milligrams, and it is a clinical. Once again, it's a clinical dose. What does that mean that it's a clinical dose? So we just went through this too, but a clinical dose means that's the amount they used to get the results that they include in the patents that tell them that these products actually produce the results that they're trying to get to achieve and accomplish. Nighttime antioxidant support. Chloraxis provides 5-caffeolequinic acid, 5-CQA, which you can see up there, a powerful compound that supports antioxidant activity and promotes gentle physiological relaxation through a hypotensive effect. So that's the ingredient we're trying to ensure is in this product. So when we get the green coffee bean extract, and I'll tell you the process that they go through to make sure that it is green coffee bean extract and it's from the kind of beans that they want, whether they're Arabica or Robusta or whatever it might be. Everything is checked and investigated, and that's part of what they do to verify that this is the product and the ingredient that they want. Then they test the ingredient to see if it exists inside of the compound in the amounts that they're looking for. Antioxidant support neutralizes free radicals accumulated during the day. Hypotensive effect, it means it promotes gentle cardiovascular relaxation. Not something you normally associate with the word coffee, that is giving you a gentle cardiovascular relaxation. But in this case, the uh, caffeoliquinic acid actually is creating that gentle relaxation in your body. It also creates nighttime physiological calm, another thing you don't necessarily associate with the word coffee or green coffee or anything that has coffee, but it helps the body downshift into a repair mode. That's why we ensure that it has these kinds of ingredients in it. This unique extract reduces oxidative stress while supporting the body's transition into restorative sleep so that your body is actually able to achieve that restoration that we're looking for. If I can get my slides to move forward here. This is another one of the ingredients that's in Metabology PM, Aronia Pure. Once again, a registered ingredient, which is chokeberry whole fruit powder. And this contains 5% anthocyanins. So anthocyanins, see how the dark color that's in there? That's a very, very critical color for human health. Actually, the darker purplish colors, almost into the blacks, are really some of the most potent and powerful phytonutrients, and they protect cellular structures and reduce oxidative load, and they support overnight repair, and those processes, and they contribute to clearer, lighter mornings. And we use the entire fruit in this process. This is the way it reduces oxidative stress. It neutralizes harmful free radicals that accumulate throughout the day. It supports cellular protection. It facilitates more efficient cellular restoration during sleep. It enhances overnight repair, which means it strengthens cell membranes against oxidative damage. So make sure you're taking this product. You want to have these benefits in your body. Now, this is something that maybe you have heard quite a bit about, but I don't know if you realize that it also, a lot of people look at quercetin, and quercetin normally comes from onions. And onions are very rich in quercetin. But it also comes in red raspberry leaf extract. And this particular quercetin that we use, that's called Botanisure, is 25% quercetin, and it has that clinical dose of 100 milligrams inside each capsule, and it's standardized for maximum potency and consistency. I'm sorry, it's per serving, 2 capsules per serving in the evening is what you're going to be taking, by the way. Powerful antioxidant support. Quercetin is one of nature's most potent antioxidants, providing comprehensive cellular protection and inflammation modulation. In the inflammation modulation, it supports healthy inflammatory response throughout the body, cellular resilience, it strengthens cells against daily stressors and oxidative damage, and recovery support. It helps the body recover from physical and metabolic stress during sleep. Pillar 2, glucose and metabolic regulation. Remember, we're going to talk about this. Stable glucose equals stable sleep. Do you have challenges sleeping? It may be because you have dips and rises in your glucose levels in the evening, not realizing that you did. Some of it comes from we eat the wrong things before we go to bed. Some of it comes from not eating at all before you go to bed. So you need to take something that's helping to modulate that. When blood sugar fluctuates during the day, sleep quality suffers and morning energy becomes unpredictable. So this supports stable glucose and it maintains consistent blood sugar levels throughout the night. It improves metabolic signaling, enhances insulin sensitivity, and glucose uptake efficiency. Now, many people have insulin resistance, which is a precursor to diabetes. If you are insulin resistant, if your doctor has told you that you are insulin resistant, he is saying you are pre-diabetic. This enhances insulin sensitivity so that you have the proper uptake and it's efficient. And it enhances digestive balance, supports healthy gut function, and nutrient absorption. This pillar ensures smoother metabolic signaling and reduced nighttime fluctuations, creating the foundation for predictable morning energy. Now, we also have moranolline. which it comes from white mulberry leaf, a remarkable ingredient that grows primarily in the Himalayas. This contains 1% DNJ, and I am not even going to attempt to pronounce deoxynorgeramycin. I was just teasing with you. It has 200 milligrams, which is a clinical dose. DNJ is a naturally occurring compound that supports healthy glucose metabolism by modulating carbohydrate absorption and utilization. What it does is it supports glucose metabolism. It helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels during sleep. It reduces metabolic stress, minimizes glucose fluctuations that can disrupt rest, and it promotes overnight stability, which creates more predictable morning energy curves, meaning that you're not going to have those peaks and drops, and you're not going to experience the crashes and the hyper sensitivity to sugar that happens so often. By supporting stable glucose throughout the night, Moranoline helps ensure you wake feeling balanced and energized rather than depleted or shaky. Can you see what we're doing with these products? We're actually giving you ingredients in our capsules that are actually products in and of themselves that all by themselves would be remarkable, but we're bringing them all together for you into this remarkable Metabology PM. Now, here's another one of the products that we have. This is Fruit Source. This is Nashi pear, which is a whole fruit powder, and it contains 20% insoluble fiber, which is 200 milligrams. And that is, once again, the clinical amount that they have used to get the results that they were looking for. Insoluble fiber is essential for digestive health. You've heard about regular fiber. Insoluble is the kind that means it mixes and blends in water. And it is also important for metabolic balance. It supports three critical nighttime functions: digestive regularity, so it promotes healthy bowel movements and gut motility. It satiety, I'm not saying that right. Satiety support helps maintain feelings of fullness to prevent nighttime hunger, and glycemic balance slows glucose absorption for more stable blood sugar. This helps your body maintain metabolic stability overnight, preventing the blood sugar dips that can cause restless sleep or early morning hunger. Now, here's our third pillar, which is the neurological calm and sleep quality, if you remember that we went through that. For the body to enter deep restorative sleep cycles, the nervous system must successfully downshift from the day's activity. These ingredients support that critical transition. It supports relaxation, calms overactive neural pathways. It reduces stress. This is another part of it that lowers cortisol and stress hormones so that you're not packing on weight, so your blood pressure isn't going up, other things that are really damaging about high cortisol levels. It enhances sleep depth, which promotes longer REM and deep sleep phases when you're sleeping, which are the restorative phases when you're asleep. We also have naturally fermented L-theanine. This is actually one of my favorite ingredients in the product. We have 50 milligrams, which is a clinical dose that was used to create the name in this or to research this particular ingredient. It's the optimal nighttime amount that they found. This is really what I would call L-theanine is kind of the relaxation amino acid. There's so many different amino acids out there. Ones that help with your nitric oxide levels, others that help with a variety of different aspects. This one is a naturally occurring amino acid that promotes relaxation without sedation. It calms the mind while maintaining mental clarity. So it's giving the body what it needs to have that calmness in the mind and in the brain that we're looking for. Have you ever had that kind of a restless feeling where you just cannot get your brain to go to sleep or to quiet down, and you feel anxious over it because you know that you need sleep? It promotes relaxation. It increases alpha brainwave activity associated with calm focus. It reduces stress, which modulates stress response without causing drowsiness. It supports deeper sleep. It enhances sleep quality and restorative sleep phases. Unlike sedatives, L-theanine works with your nervous system to create genuine relaxation, not forced shutdown. It's not knocking you out. It's just giving you genuine relaxation so that you fall asleep naturally and wake feeling truly rested. The other one that really helps with your ability to sleep is the melatonin. It has a 4 milligram precision dose that has been identified in a great deal of research as being the optimal amount to help your body. And it is a natural sleep hormone that we have inside our body. It's produced by the pineal gland to signal that it's time for rest. Our precise 4 milligram dose supports three critical sleep functions. It supports sleep onset. It helps you fall asleep faster by signaling bedtime to your brain. It aligns your circadian rhythm. It synchronizes your internal clock for consistent sleep-wake patterns. I used to, when I have worked overseas, particularly when I worked in Europe and lived in the United Kingdom, I took melatonin on the airplane every time I was traveling from the United States back to England, because that was where I was impacted most by everything being thrown off, my entire sleep cycle and everything else. If I took the melatonin, I had no problem immediately going right into the day and moving forward. If I didn't, it was one of the more miserable experiences having to come back and try to readjust to that once again every time that I would travel. It also enhances sleep quality. It promotes longer, more restorative sleep cycles throughout the night. So let's look at these pillars once again that are the pillar number 4, cellular repair and overnight recovery. Nighttime is when your body repairs the very systems that produce energy. Mitochondria regenerate, cells rebuild, and tissues recover from daily stress. So what this does is it supports mitochondrial repair, your cellular powerhouses that generate and strengthen during sleep. These are the very things that are affected so much too by that we boost and that we help in their processes when we take the photonic activator. It also enhances cellular resilience. Cells become more resistant to stress and damage. It also improves morning clarity. Better cellular function translates to sharper mental performance. This pillar enhances the fundamental repair processes that determine how you feel and function the next day. So here's another one that some of the ingredients that support this pillar. These are the ingredients that actually do what we're talking about. And this next one is called N extra, and it's Alpinia galanga root extract, and it contains 30% flavonoid glycosides, 20 milligrams, which is the clinical amount that was studied. An extra is a clinically studied extract from Alpinia galanga root, standardized for flavonoid glucosides that provide powerful cellular support. And antioxidant support protects mitochondria and cellular structures from oxidative damage. Cellular recovery enhances the body's natural repair mechanisms during sleep. And morning clarity supports improved cognition function and mental sharpness upon wakening. And who doesn't want that? Who doesn't like to have that morning clarity where their brain doesn't feel all foggy? How many of us wake up and we just have just a struggle trying to just kind of push ourselves into that truly awake state? We can't quite clear our minds. This helps you do that. How those different pillars work together. Metabology PM is a multi-pathway nighttime system where each ingredient supports a different part of the repair cycle, creating synergistic overnight restoration. Inflammation reduces nighttime inflammatory activity. Oxidative stress, it lowers free radical damage while you rest. Glucose response, it stables overnight blood sugar levels. Digestive balance supports gut repair for restoration. These aren't isolated effects. These are interconnected outcomes of comprehensive bioenergetic support. When one system improves, all systems benefit, creating a cascade of positive overnight changes in your body. So the metabology matrix integration. Let's talk about the entire matrix now. Metabology PM doesn't exist in isolation. It's the nighttime reset of a phase of complete 24-hour bioenergetic ecosystem that we call the metabology matrix. PM is the reset. It repairs, restores, and prepares you overnight to take on your day. AM ignites you. It cleans the metabolic activation for sustained energy. Lean is a thermogenic amplification product that we're going to talk about here in a few weeks. Omega-3, which is the very next one that I'm going to deep dive into next week, is for cellular modulation. It improves membrane integrity and inflammatory balance, particularly in the brain, in your eyes, in your circulatory system. This ingredient is phenomenal, and the kind that we have in our omega-3 is truly phenomenal. Photonic activator, I love the photonic activator. It is kind of our hero product, and it optimizes cellular communication so that the information from all of these different aspects are really there and working together so that we can optimize how our body is working around the clock. What people actually feel: deeper sleep, calmer nervous system, reduced inflammation, better digestion, and you can read those testimonials right there. Those are real. Improved mobility, energized mornings. Take a second, just look at some of those. These sensations reflect improved nighttime bioenergetic efficiency, more repair completed, less metabolic friction carried out into the next day, so that you start your day and start that ignition process even better. So why people need it? Metabology PM addresses the universal nighttime challenges that compromise next day performance and long-term health. Common nighttime bottlenecks, poor sleep quality. So many people suffer from this. I don't know that we even understand the enormity of this particular problem. Difficulty falling or staying asleep. For years, I've had the challenge of waking up at 3 in the morning, whether I want to or not. And it has been a challenge, but I'll tell you what, the PM helps me so that I sleep right through the night. Chronic inflammation, persistent aches, and morning stiffness. Boy, for a while before I started on the metabology matrix, I was waking up and it was just like my joints, just to get everything moving and not feeling so sore was amazing. And I don't have any of that anymore. Blood sugar swings, nighttime hunger, or morning crashes. Now, I happen to be a person that has two parents that have blood sugar challenges. One was diabetic, the other one has hypoglycemia. And so I was born with some of those genetic propensity for those things. But I don't have the nighttime hunger and I don't have the morning crashes. Stress and tension, because I take these products. Stress and tension, inability to relax and unwind, digestive sluggishness, which is irregular or uncomfortable gut function, and morning fatigue, where you're waking exhausted despite having slept 8, 9, 10 hours, and you are exhausted. These are all nighttime bioenergetic bottlenecks, places where the body's repair systems are compromised. Metabology PM reduces friction in these systems, allowing natural restoration to occur. And that is really the bottom line of what it is that we have here. The scientific advantage: we have registered trademarked ingredients, standardized active compounds, clinically profiled benefits, multi-pathway nighttime support, and it all has that bioenergetic foundation that makes our products unique in the way that we approach all of this. Metabology PM is the nighttime reset of the metabology matrix. It is the other end to the bookend to the AM. You should be taking AM in the morning and PM at night every single day of your life. Put them someplace where you remember. 2 capsules in the morning of AM in the morning, 2 capsules of PM at night. When you take your AM, don't forget to take the lean, which will give you those thermogenic benefits that are going to help your metabolism truly step it up. Don't forget to take the omega-3 that's going to help you. Don't forget to use the activator. And on the other end, when you take your PM, do the same thing. Just take one of each of those. Just take 1 dose as recommended on the label, you'll see, and take those. And I believe, no, I know because I have my own personal testimony. Your body's going to change. I have lost 10% of my body fat. I went from 21% to 10, so over 10%, 11%. I have lost 21 inches over my entire body since I started taking these products. I highly recommend you try them. You find out if they're going to work for you, what they can do. I just had my 69th birthday and I feel younger and feel like that I can take on the world. I can out hike and out work out when I go to my gym workouts and other things. I can outwork anybody in the entire class. Nobody can keep up with me. I set the standard for those classes. How do I do that at my age? Because I'm taking these products. And that's what I'm telling you. You need to do the same. So thank you very much for joining us today. I'm going to go ahead and end the presentation and let everybody kind of, if you have any questions or anything that you would like to ask, I'd be happy to answer them to the best of my ability.